do you do when you miss out on a big move in the markets? Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's video or the weekend video. And we've had some obviously big moves in the markets, and I've just got the euro dollar up. I could look at the S&P, I could look at yen, I could look at numerous moves and market moves, and we've had some big moves. I'm going to go back to the euro because the euro, I've missed out on this one, and yet I had analysis. I've had some long-term analysis, which has made me want to identify an opportunity to get on the long side for a move just like this, and yet I've still managed to miss out. So I just wanted to cover off today in how missing out is a common aspect, a common element of trading. We can't all be in every big move that there is, and so don't think, oh no, if you've missed out on a move, especially in this last week or couple of weeks, that everyone else around the world is making loads of money and not me, because that's not true. The first myth is that when you get these big moves, people will be in for parts of it. Some people will be in for all of it, but then they will miss out on other opportunities themselves or have losses elsewhere that you don't have. So don't think that everybody else is long or everyone else is short, because that's nonsense. Generally speaking, the fewest participants are in the big moves. The fewer number of participants might be large volumes because it might be some big players who are in it, but it's not necessarily the masses that are in those sorts of moves. It doesn't work that way. So that's the first thing to do, is to just sort of try and relax yourself and don't allow yourself to get frustrated at missing out. I can look at this euro dollar move and it is a frustration, because my analysis, I've been looking at it for ages waiting for something like this. So how did I manage to miss out? Like so many other people, I missed out because this is the weekly chart. Last week we had a wonderful up week. If we take that into real time, we had a lovely up week, but that was still a big bar once we'd got to there. And so I'm still looking at this thinking, okay, well, if we can pull back, I'll get long. But we never pulled back, and it didn't look back, did it? So if we go to the daily chart, apart from right up here, we had one down day this week on Wednesday, but wasn't much in it in the end, and it's just carried on going higher. So I've had to accept myself, okay, I've missed out. Even though my analysis was calling for it, it didn't give me an entry. So how can you take that and put a positive spin on it? Well, what you can often do with trading is say, if you're in a situation like this, say, well, at least my analysis was right. So that's a good thing. So try and take a negative situation and turn it into a positive, because otherwise all you end up doing is getting uptight and frustrated, overly frustrated. I'll allow you some mild frustration. I have some mild frustration towards that euro dollar market there, looking at that here this morning. But the reality is, okay, positive spin. At least my analysis was correct. And maybe I'll get a future trade somewhere or other anyway. And that's the best way to look at it. And remind yourself, not everyone around the world, despite what people might tell you, is in all of these moves. And that helps you to sort of relax, take stock, and say, okay, well, what do these markets need to do in order for me to take a trade? So I think I've said this recently. Be careful not to overtrade in excitement and too much. We can trade, but just don't go crazy, and wait for the next opportunity to come along. Because when they've already had these big moves like this euro dollar, it's not easy to then buy right up at these levels, but it's not necessarily easy to sell either. So you sort of a bit stuck on the outside looking in. So that's my advice for this week. If you do have any frustrations at missing out, those are the sort of things that you can do. If it wasn't in your analysis and you just feel like, oh no, I've missed out completely, well, fair enough. But again, just remind yourself that if you didn't have analysis for it, then you shouldn't have been in it anyway. And that was someone else's move on this occasion. Your move will come when you get a setup that comes along which is your type of setup. There you go. That's me finished for today. Have a lovely weekend. I'll be back in touch next week.